Hi, I'm Max. I'm the creator behind Eat the Rich Art. I use he, him, and they, them pronouns, and here I am to show you this week's mix. It's been a bit of a slower week because I have been working on, I was going to say a wearable. It's not wearable really. It's a bag. I've been working on an acrylic project and they take me a bit longer, so things have not necessarily been done as quickly because of that. So to start with then, I'll show you the update on the tote bag. So I think last time I showed it you, here it is currently. I think last time I showed you it was like down here. I think I'd just done the first row of bubbles. So here I am. I'm about to go into, yeah, the next row is bubbles once I've finished this one. And there'll be 6 rows of bubbles in total before I go for the strap. This is how far I got just off the one ball of yarn. So I have a second ball, luckily. Probably end up finishing that yarn on this tote bag, but I'm quite happy with the progress. I just got to a point where I was trying to do 6 rows and then a block of bubbles a day so that I still had time to make plushies, because I knew this wasn't going to get finished this week, but hopefully it'll get finished like this week now. From now to next time I update you, hopefully I'll have a finished bag to show. So like and subscribe if you want to see that next week. Look at me integrating it more into the video rather than doing it all at the end. Anyway, yeah, so tote bag is tote bagged. Then I've been working on my Pride drop for my Ko-fi store, which is also linked in my bio, which will be at some point in May, I think, so that people can start receiving their items at the start of June if they would like. So far, I've made this massive bag full of stuff. We've seen that as the weeks have gone on. But this week I made 3 more items for the Pride drop. I say the Pride drop, it's also then for my Pride market and the one in June, and then again for the one in August. So we're sort of prepping for 3 things at the same time. Anyways, where did I get to? Things I've made. So to start with, I made another Capride bara, which needed doing because obviously my testers have been testing, so I needed to just double check that it still worked. Luckily the only things really that have changed, there's nothing structural has changed, just that some people were coming out with their muzzle a bit wonky, so I feel like I did as well on the first one. Let me get him out of the bag. I mean, he has expanded slightly, so yeah, the muzzle is significantly wonkier on the first one compared to the second one. That's okay. So we just shifted the head shaping around a couple of stitches so that it's no longer wonky, and this is where we've got to. So here's a rainbow flag guy because that's the flag I've been working on, and that was the first plushie I made this week. So I started him on Monday, but then my hands were getting sore because I've also been working on the tote bag. So I ended up having to stop. I think I was about like here and I'd had the legs and everything done, so I just needed to stop and finish him off on Tuesday. Give me just a moment. So then the next thing I made was some mini cappies actually. So I took a little break from Pride market prepping because I had a market on Saturday, and I'd run out of mini capybaras. I have 2 left, just about. I made 4 because I just finished off the ball of vanilla fudge that I was using on that guy. He used 2 grams of red, 2 grams of tangerine, pretty much 2 grams of every colour that's in the flag, right? And then 1 gram of white. Then he used 15 grams of the darker brown, which is rust, and 62 grams of vanilla fudge. So I can't get 2 of these out of the same ball of yarn. I can get 3 out of 2 balls. So yeah, I just used up the ball on 4 of these guys because I had 38 grams left, so they all used about 9 grams each because I've ended up with just a tiny scrap left. So 9 grams each of vanilla fudge and 3 grams of rust. I am so tempted to make the mini pride flags for the pride markets, but we'll see if I do that. So yeah, 4 of these guys. They're pretty easy to batch make. You just make all of the noses and then go in and start doing the bodies. I did something new this time because usually I surface crochet on the ears, but the first time I did these I did actually do them in the round and I forgot that I'd done that, so I did them in the round this time. But yeah, that is the update to those. And then, so that was Tuesday. I did a lot of making cappies on Tuesday basically because I just needed a break from this. So I left this alone for the day and focused on finishing off the ball with the vanilla fudge. So then the next thing I did wasn't until the weekend then. Well, wasn't until Friday because I spent Wednesday and Thursday focusing on this one. So on Friday I started a hoodie bear in the rainbow. This guy is not as subtle as the other guy. For fun, honestly, I just wanted to do him bright and colourful and cheerful. So he has the rainbow gradient on the hood. He's got the rainbow gradient going down the hoodie. In hindsight, I probably should have done it where the hoodie goes like in stripes too, but that was too hard to work out, to be completely honest. So he's got stripes going around the hoodie instead. But yeah, I think next time I do it, I'd probably do it with red as the last colour on the hoodie and going down to purple so that the red line's up at the top here. But that's okay. I think people will still love him. So this was this guy. I finished up a ball of rust on him. I think it was like literally I finished the body, the like legs going into the body, and then I had a bit left. So I did the first row of the head and then had to attach a second ball. Give him a tail as usual. So yeah, we did a lot of finishing balls of yarn off this week, which was quite nice to do. And we got one hoodie bear done. I just love this pattern. Honestly, I will be doing this pattern for every bride flag because I just think they're adorable when they wear their little outfits. It's so cute. I did have someone who had come over to the stall and wanted to buy one of the hoodie bears because they thought they could take the hoodie completely off, and I was like, no. Like, the hood is the only bit that's attached so that it can come off. This guy has quite a pokey little head compared to normal. But I was like, no, the hoodie's the only thing that like slips on and off the head even. It's attached at the neck. That's not really attached very well, but you do attach it. The rest of it is crocheted into the body, and they were like, oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know, I might start making them with completely detachable hoodies at some point, but I'd have to charge extra for those because there's extra yarn if I've got to make the full bear. But yeah, hoodie bear was made this week. He was started on Friday, and then because of the market on the 18th I finished him on Sunday because I got really tired on Friday night and thought I need to go sleep now, otherwise I'm going to be miserable tomorrow at the market. So yeah, I went to sleep and then finished him on Sunday. And then the other thing finally that I did on Sunday is Handmade by Nicole has recently put a call out because her brother had an accident and she needed some help for his medical bills, so she put a sale on her shop and a call out to people to ask them to support if they could. So I did. So this is one of the patterns that I bought as part of that support. It is a penguin, and I've made him into a gay penguin, like the gay penguins in that one book that all of the conservatives hate. Because penguins can choose to be gay, and that's really cool. So This was made completely on Sunday. He used 20 grams of the white, so I finished my small ball of white that I had and then used a little bit extra just to finish it off. He used 39 grams of the black, 12 grams of red, 10 grams of tangerine, 10 grams of lemon yellow, 6 grams of celery, 6 grams of dark turquoise, and 6 grams of the lilac. He's got 20mm eyes in gold, because I just thought that was cute. I love him so much. This was such an easy pattern to follow. Genuinely simple, adorable, mindless at times, because it just makes sense the way it's constructed. So it's not something you really have to think about. You just need to know what you're doing next and then you're fine. And yeah, the only thing I'd say I don't like about it is sewing on the head cap, but I'm not a fan of sewing on head caps anyway. So that's not a problem with this pattern. This is just me not liking sewing much, especially if I have to do a long bit of sewing and it has to be fairly neat and straight. You can get away with, when you sew bits on, it not necessarily being neat, but you can't really with the head caps. So that is my only, I was going to say critique of the pattern, it's not. That's my only preference for why I'm not like a 10 stars for this pattern. It's like a 9 stars, but he is just so cute and I love him so much. So very much thank you to Nicole for this pattern. But yeah, that's been what I've been doing this week. I've just realised I forgot to tell you the yarn usage on the hoodie bear. So this guy was 44 grams of rust, 7 grams of red, 5 grams of orange, 7 grams of yellow and green, and then 14 grams of the purple and 9 grams of the blue to make him, so I can get 2 of these out of 1 ball of yarn, which is nice. So that is everything I've made this week. It's another short one because I don't know how people like only make 6 things and then ramble for like an hour. I'm not really that kind of person. I do like a good ramble, but not to that extent. So yeah, let me know in the comments which one was your favourite. Drop a penguin emoji. I think there's a penguin emoji if you've made it this far. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, hype, do all the things I meant to tell you to do. My Instagram and my store are linked in my bio. I currently can only ship to the UK and the EU off that store, but if you're not in the UK or the EU, message me and we'll work something out. The only reason I don't put it on the store is because I would have to be charging like £30 for every single plushie shipping. And yeah, it's not necessarily going to cost that much if it's all in one box and stuff like that. So yeah, just let me work out what your shipping would actually be and I'll put a custom listing up for you for the things that you wanted. And I think that is everything I have to say. So thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.